You know, we generally think CA course is tough. Athletes, Olympic athletes. Olympic athlete is trained for 10 to 15 years. And you know how many hours they spent on in order to participate in ultimate Olympic game? We only see how lucky he is. 25,000 to 30,000 hours he will spend on shaping himself. 25,000 to 30,000 minimum number of hours he will imagine. Anybody 30,000 hours they spent on a one particular process. Imagine the kind of success they get. 30,000 hours. And you are complaining 80 hours auditing class. 80. Okay. Entire your CF journey, if you see, how many hours you're hardly spending. Hours, if you specifically calculate, it is not even 5,000 hours. Not even 5,000. Honestly, you calculate. CA Foundation, how many hours of coaching you take? Hours. Let's be more specific. Let's not be delusional by calculating years. No. Specific to how many hours you're spending. CA Foundation, you spend hardly each subject 200 hours if I assume. 800 hours. Okay. CA into 6 into assuming each subject 150 hours. 900 hours. 1700. CA final SIP subjects, assuming you're spending 200 per subject, 1200. 3000 hours on coaching. Another 3000 hours on preparation and revision. Let us assume. This is what CA coaching requires. You want to become a CA, 6,000 hours is what enough. Which means 2 years time. Which is what 2 years time. There is a book called 10,000 hours. I didn't read that. But I know what is the content of the book I know. What is 10,000 hours book says, if you want to become master in anything that you do, 10,000 hours is what required. You become master in any field, in any domain in the world, it requires minimum 10,000 hours. You become supreme in that particular skill. 10,000 hours. And an Olympic athlete practices right from the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Most of them practice at the age of 5, 6, 7. Especially in countries like China, who are having highest number of Olympic, all these medals. So say, okay, they right from the 4 or 5, they decide. There is a segment of population in China, they are meant for Olympics only. The family itself is meant for Olympics only. Right from 4, 5 years of age, they only practice daily games. Studies, games. That's it. They don't have any other avocation. Almost 15 years they practice every day, 7, 8 hours. Imagine the amount of expertise they have in that. And they come and participate in the Olympics, see the level of performance. You take cricketers. Why Virat Kohli is so acclaimed? Why? He practices like hell. That's why he is a consistent performer. Rohit Sharma, consistent performers. This all. Why? They practice like that. So success in life will come only through consistency. Everybody want to be successful in life. Everybody want to live lavish life, all that. But put the work. Formula is open. There is no secret here. The formula is open. Work for it, achieve it. Whoever is working more intense, more consistent, they win the race. As simple as that. There is no luck. Luck is there, of course. What is the luck? Your discipline. If you are disciplined, you are lucky actually, because you will have higher chances of success. People who are indisciplined are unlucky people. Discipline is the luck. That commitment is the luck. That consistency is the luck. So remember that. You have May exams or you have September, whatever. Next, whatever the time you have, how intense are you? If you're intense for 1.5 months, you don't have to be average for another 4 months. Simple. Either you want to be average and waste, you want to be average now and average later. 99% I tell the same point to everybody. If you take granted this attempt, by default you take granted next attempt also, because that's a habit you inculcated. You take it granted. The moment you start failing in exams, you're failing in any other aspect of life, that failure becomes a habit. It's a pattern, remember. Success is a pattern, failure is a pattern. Whether you are showing interest on succeeding yourself or you are dedicating your life on failures, that's your choice. It's a pattern. And once you achieve success in one domain, slowly, you achieve in every other aspect. And you know what? It was proven with my case. Recently, I uploaded income tax marathon, highest viewed even now, the shortest span of time. Well established faculties in income tax who upload it, they are not matching with my views. I'm not saying with a proud or arrogance, no. Content, consistency, discipline, that gives you success. You know, we sold in the past 1 month more than 1100, 1200 books approximately in just 1 month. 1.5 months. I'm a new faculty to income tax, honestly. So 1200 plus books we sold. Auditing close to 1000 orders in books. Only one reason. It's not miracle, it's not something. Consistently, when I'm performing the work, consistently when I'm improvising the quality, it is showing in the result. People think it's a very super success, short run success. No, it's consistent. I'm working 14 hours every day, 13, 14 hours every day I'm working. Even yesterday I slept at 12:30. See, it's not at what time you're sleeping. What are you doing before sleeping? That's what matter. Okay, when you give to the society, to the students, or to whatever you are doing work, when you're giving your best, you get the best. You will always be leading in that particular domain. Remember this formula. Okay, next. Then come back. Sometimes I go in serious mode in motivation. Fine. This 10,000 hours formula, remember, in your life, if at all you think like you don't have any option, just recollect this 10,000 hours. Start once again. 10,000 hours means what, 3 years. Every day 10 hours. 300 days. 3,000 hours. 60 days breaks. 3 years. Approximately 3 years, 3 months. Totally 39 months. 10,000 hours means 39 months. Every day if you are spending 10 hours, 39 months, excluding weekends, you will be supreme in that skill, I'm telling you. Minimum. Nobody can compete with you, because if they have to compete with you, they should also work along with you 10,000 hours. How many are? See, this is where the luck factor comes. You are lucky. Why? Others are not working like you. You're not lucky because you are working. You are lucky because others are not disciplined. Here, the race is between disciplined and indisciplined. That's it. A disciplined will 99.99% cases wins, and an indisciplined person will obviously lose 99.99% of the cases. So you are lucky because your people around you are not working hard. That's where you are lucky, and you're working hard. Understood? This is the luck factor, exactly speaking. This is what society balances. The imbalances in the society, people's mindset, discipline related mindset, commitment mindset. This is where exactly you are being lucky. Early. Start early. You are, sorry. You must retire by 35. I'm telling you. You all have to plan retire by 35, because our generation cannot work more than 40. We cannot work more than 40 years of age for the kind of food we are eating, for the kind of air we are breathing. Our generation cannot sustain in an outer world beyond 40. You can't work beyond 40 hard work. You can't do. In fact, 20 to 30. That's golden time in any person's life. Now, since people don't realize this, up to 30 also, I'm increasing it to 35. Up to 35 years of your age. It's golden time. Those who literally, sweat their blood, they succeed in life like anything. Those who relax in this particular period, they have to work another 25 years. Assuming average expectancy 60 years. Assuming we die by 60. Whether you want to work up to 60 or surviving, you need to work after 35 only because you're bored to sit idle. Not because of survival needs. For survival needs, you should not work after 35. You should work after 35. Only reason should be for that is you can't sit idle. So work motivation should be the factor after 35, not the survival factor. Why 35? Work as much as possible. So 10,000 hours, remember. That is enough. If at all you're feeling lowest point in your life, just remember 10,000 hours. You know what? Like we recently even got this news called some news. Every time some rumor will come. Private company audits, all this CS scope and all is decreasing. All that, it won't happen. First of all, it's impossible because there is no substitute for us. There is no substitute for us. Who else knows finance like us? Who else knows accounting, understanding all this finance like us? Obviously, no. A software cannot do. Definitely, it can never replace us. But even if worst case, if a CA course is removed, for example, because we are all dependent on coaching institutes, no, I decided I will start physics class. I don't have 10,000 hours I will spend again. I will be supreme master in physics. 10,000 hours. And I'm little faster also to adapt things. For me, 5,000 hours is enough. If 1.5 year is with me, time is with me. If at all I'm able to buy my 1.5 year time, if I'm able to buy my 1.5 year time, nothing but if 1.5 year, whatever monthly obligations I have, if I'm able to meet, I can learn physics, I can learn chemistry, I can learn polity, I can learn something else. One subject I'll choose, which is the best in the market, and I know how to master it. And I proved it recently with my income tax. You, if at all you're seriously committed, if you are seriously have that skill, you can learn anything. It's not that people say you're good in audit. I'm good in everything actually. Not I'm good in audit, but I deal with audit. That's it. You only saw my dealing with audit. Okay, I'm good in everything basically. Every one of us are good in everything. Just that we only restrict ourselves to a particular domain. That's it. But if you start working on physics, you may become super master in physics. If I have this knowledge in my childhood, no, I would have not entered into CA course. I would have gone to a physics and I would have become a physics wala, no. Obviously. And if at all I'm born in North and have a fluent Hindi, I would have been doing 100 times bigger business than this. Because no, you're going to write in English at the end of the day. When you're writing in English, you have a moral responsibility to listen in English. You're writing in Telugu, you're writing in Tamil, you have to listen only in Tamil. If you listen in another language and want to write exam in English, that adaptability will be very tough. That's the reason why I say Hindi classes should not be taken, because you understand, but you can't reproduce. What is most important in exams? Reproduction. How you are able to reproduce the things that you remember? How you are able to retrieve?